Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Low Speeds live class. I don't see anybody in class yet, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. I will mute everyone and then unmute everyone when the class is over to answer any questions. All right. All righty, here we go. We're going to start off with some frequency words. Hi, Pandora. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. All right, we'll start with frequency words. Here we go. Car, arm, sit, old, fail, run, safe, lie, work, sell, get, try, find, face, take, more, like, now, time, though, high, them, full, dress, may, date, tell, how, state, come, home, week, house, end. All right, moving right into briefs. And there might be a couple that maybe we don't have a brief for, but according to this book, we should have a brief for all of these, okay? So if you have any questions about it, just let me know after the class and I'll let you know what it is. Okay, these are basic ones. Okay, into, ago, interest, sudden, magazine, notice, minimum, judge, city, judgment, unless. I don't know the brief for that one. I just write unless, but this is in the speed development book, so there must be a brief for it. Happen, maximum. You waving? Yeah? Let's see. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Unless is NLS.
NLS. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
After. So go from happen again.
Okay. Happen. Real quick, welcome is on here and I write out welcome.
I think welcome is WK. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me check on my thing here. Yep, WK.
Okay, thank you. See, some of these I write out, but WK. All right, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'll keep going, okay? So from unless, happen, envelope, maximum, newspaper, succeed. Again, I write that one out. Do you know that one?
That's SKED, I think, or long E. Let me see.
I'm looking. Oh, I just looked in the back of this book. It's SKED. Is that what you said?
Yep,
Okay.
and then success is SKES, I think.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. So succeed, certain, building, enclose, nothing, difficult, advantage, office, familiar, receive, thank you, advance, include, billion, success, and SKES. Okay, yep, that was one. That's funny that they repeated it, huh? Accept.
No, you had succeed.
Oh, there it is.
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So success, SKES. Yep, I just looked it up. Very good. See, I write that one out. Thousand. That's the last one.
Okay.
Now it goes right into initial consonant compounds. Okay. Black, crime, bright, flake, pray, shade, clear, thief, star, drag, scar, glass, wheel, play, dwell, slow, tree, queer, glare, snake, spot, then, fright, swell, broke, claim, chair, pride, crude, twin, fly, small, shake, green. All right. Moving into our next drill. This is going to focus on the briefs different, DIF, difference, DIFS, difficult, DULT, advance, VANS, advantage, VANG. Okay, here we go. There are advantages to that. This matter does not present difficulties. It is different from anything else. The advances in science are incredible. Are you asking for advance payment? What difficulties were made? That was a different approach. We have not advanced, but have gone backward. Please repeat the difficult part. She had many advantages. He is not advancing as fast as anticipated. He has difficulty with the law. He is always advancing a cause. They just look at things differently. He does not find the work difficult. I can't keep up with the advances. I can't see any difference. I do not anticipate difficulty. Did you read about the case in the advance reports? There are difficulties in every project. It really should be done differently. He will overcome all difficulties. The advantages are slight. Do you find it difficult to read the difference? Her nephew is quite advanced for his age. He was in difficulty. All right, moving right into names and numbers.
Oi.
These are rivers with numbers. Here we go. Columbia, 1,243. Snake, 1,000. Arkansas, 1,450. Yukon, 1,979. Wilson, 475. Missouri, 2,350. Let's see, Cumberland, 687. Lewis, 1,306. South Platte, 450. All right. My next drill is going to focus on consonant compounds that start with GW, and they are in sentences. Here we go. Ready? Guatemala has...
Well, I don't know how to do that.
Guatemala?
Yeah.
I would write that as, let's see, I was going to do it on here. Guatemala. I would do actually, we can't really do GW, so I would do gua, like probably Guatemala. I would do GAUT, got, and then I probably would drop the AU, the ah, and just come back for MAUL, mall, and then come back for A or AU. As long as you have a readable outline, that's what's important. Yeah. That's one of those words that you probably would put in your dictionary maybe as 2 or 3 different ways, because each time might be a little different.
Okay, so you think that all the gua, because I want to say I came across this at one point, but it would just be all GAUT?
Yes. Okay. I know I've talked to Tammy about that in the past, and because the G, the W is the G. So I remember asking her, and it was just basically like, we have here Guadalajara. So she said, basically what we could do is just do instead of Guadalajara, it'd be Guadalajara. It's like G.
Okay.
Because really that's all we can do.
Right. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to come up that often.
Yes, I know. I know it is. It's definitely a tricky one.
Okay.
But, now, one of the words here is Gwen. So that's going to look kind of funny. It's going to look like Gin,
Huh.
Gwen.
Let me see how that comes out on my...
Gin. Well, Gin.
Oh, see, that comes out as again.
Again.
So,
but what
you'd have to
flag it?
Yeah, I was just going to say.
As a proper name. Gin.
Let's see. Well, yeah, it just doesn't translate, so I'd have to put it in there. Yeah,
put it in there as
okay.
G-N with the flag, and you'll know that that's Gwen.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that's it. These are tricky ones. Okay, so let me just tell you what my book says. They do have a little suggestion. Okay, since those 2 letters cannot be written in one stroke, you can use the initial side consonant out of keyboard order. Write GA in the first stroke and the W in the next. So Guam, they're saying you could do GA, come back for WAM. Guam. Which is, to me, that's kind of tough.
Yeah.
And then Ga, and then Guam,
Yeah.
That's tough. Guam.
I mean, you're going to have multiple strokes no matter what. So,
right.
Yeah. Okay, let me put that on there too. So G and then
GA, and then come back for the W. So
yeah.
Guatemala. So that's tough, because then Guatemala. Guatemala.
Guatemala. 4 strokes.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to move far away from Mexico.
There you go. And
so you won't have to worry about those.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I'm from Guadalajara. No.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a child named Gwendolyn and Gwen. And Guinevere.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Bite your tongue.
Okay. So here we go. Okay. All right. When did you last see Gwen? So you can either do GA, come back for WEN, win, or just GEN with the flag.
I think that one's a little obvious. Okay.
Guinevere found him attractive. Have you been to Guadalajara? The guava is a tropical fruit. Guatemala has a Spanish-speaking population. They bought a guacamole mix at the market. Did you meet Gwendolyn at the party? The plane refueled on Guam. Her full name is Guadalupe. All right. Well, at least there weren't too many sentences there, but it is good to practice that. You never know.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
I'll put those on there.
I kind of
Wow
take
words.
Yeah. It's kind of like a broad A.
Yeah.
AU. All right. One more. We've got one more drill here. Consonant compounds that start with PR and PL on the initial side, okay? Much easier.
I'll take them.
Yeah. The plot of the play is very old. Please do not plead for me anymore. Plant the plum tree in the front yard. Have you proofread that play yet? Please pledge to listen to our preacher. You should plan to present the proof soon. The problem is very plain. They had the plaque to present. There is no place here for pride. Mr. Prell will press the issue. Shelley prefers to see the movie. The prime factor is a proper base. All right. I did grab one more drill that I put to the side here. I always do that. This is a good one. I think I'll still give it to you. It's do and did. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. Did he go? You can phrase that whole thing.
Yep.
Do you work? Did she try? Do you sleep? Did she arrive? Do you drink? Did he work? Do the men vote? Did you go? Do we have time? Did you sleep? Do the men agree? Did she tell you? Do you want to stay? Did she see you? Do they have a bar? Did he want to go? Do you have time? Did you see the car? Do they pay monthly? Did the show get out? Do the signals work? Did he take a drink? Do you see the dog? Did the plane leave? Do you have a license? Did the car hit you? Do you have any pain? Did they have supplies? Do you have the time? Did she come to the house? Do you think it will be all right? Did you have an examination? Do the cars appear the same? Did the company merge? Do the programs begin now? Here, I'll mute it and you don't have to worry about it.
Sorry. Well, I still hear it on my side. That was my daughter shredding something. So no, leave me unmuted. Sorry about that.
That's okay. No worries. Okay. Did the tire leave skids? Do you have any paper? Did you see the show? Do your brakes work? Do you have any money? Did she have children? Do they open at 10? Did the pain continue? All right. I've got a fun poem for you. I know Halloween is already passed, but this is a cute one. I figured, well, we're in November, so it's still pumpkin season. This is called Making Jack-o'-lanterns. And I marked it. It's only a couple paragraphs. Here we go. Just take a golden pumpkin of quite the largest size, cut all round the stem just so, scrape out the inside below, and cut 2 holes for eyes, and now fix a nose beneath, and such a big mouth with teeth, and you've a jack-o'-lantern. Then fix a tallow candle just big enough to light, and when it flickers, see him blink, and when it flares up, see him wink, and smile so broad and bright. This is the jolliest sort of a fellow, with cheery face so round and yellow, this funny jack-o'-lantern. And it's anonymous.
That was cute.
Yeah, kind of cute, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll go right into, let's see here. I have some jury charge. And actually, this is expert opinion. Let me give you a word list, okay? You're going to hear Thomas Crandall, pipe fitter, fiberglass, epoxy resin, respiratory, Hillshire Brothers, nauseated.
Maybe you should mute me so you don't hear my cat.
No worries, I'll mute you. I don't mind. I think it's cute.
Oh, it's like, where are you?
So cute. Oh. Oh. He just wants attention. All right. polyester, gel coat, bronchitis, cigarettes, plastics, abdomen, ABD, chloride, sutures, dizzy, methylene, resinous, Cleveland, Ohio. I think that's it. I think I gave you epoxy resin. Okay, here we go. Your Honor, if I may, I would like to read into the record Dr. Lane's report. I examined Brian Crandall in my office on July 24, 2013. This patient is a 20-year-old pipe fitter who had worked at Hillshire Brothers starting in May of 2013. His last day of work there was October 7, 2012, which was the date of his injury. In this man's work, he sets a power drill into a freestanding machine. He will then run fiberglass through a resin. The resin in the past being polyester, being more recently epoxy resin. This resin has caused the patient problems. The epoxy gave him a good deal of nasal problems and some respiratory problems. The polyester made him dizzy and nauseated. As he was working on October 7, 2012, his right hand caught on the drill and was crushed. The patient was taken to the Cleveland Community Hospital, where he was kept for 11 days due to complications. He understands that he sustained fractures above his wrist. A plate was put into his wrist, and the wrist is now very tender. He returned to Ohio General Hospital 2 weeks ago so that the plate could be removed. The sutures are still in place. While the patient worked, he frequently inhaled the dust of fiberglass. It bothered him a good deal, and the patient began coughing. His nose would often bleed, and he became short of breath with exercise. The patient recalled that of the chemicals he worked with, he can name 4. Polyester in its resinous form, methylene chloride, epoxy resin, and a material he calls gel coat. The patient has smoked about a half a package of cigarettes a day for 3 years, leading up to 1.5 pack days. The blood pressure is 110/80. The chest is negative. The right hand has limited mobility. The abdomen is negative. The chest is clear. The lateral view of the chest is within normal limits. An anterior posterior view of the chest shows some increase in markings suggestive of a bronchitis, but no other abnormalities. The patient did not work at this job very long. The damage that has been caused suggests that the patient probably has not yet developed a working disability. However, in the future, he should no longer work with plastics due to his asthma. That is my medical opinion. All right. Moving right into some Latin and French words. I'm going to give you a word list before I read you the paragraph. Okay, I'm just stating it. All right, so you're going to hear de facto, de jure, caveat emptor, caveat venditor. Okay, and here's your paragraph. Caveat emptor means let the buyer beware. When a person buys a product at his own risk, caveat emptor applies. In caveat venditor, the purchaser must be protected from buying mistakes made by the seller. Caveat venditor means let the seller beware. De facto means existing in fact, as distinguished from existing in right. A de facto corporation exists in fact, but has not met all the requirements of the law. To be in total compliance with the law in all respects is to be de jure. De jure means valid or legitimate. Caveat emptor may be subject to modification when a warranty is involved. A de facto corporation is not a legal entity. All right. How are we doing on time? Perfect. We'll go ahead and go right into our Q&A. I'm going to start off first with strict Q&A, okay? This is going to be defense questioning. Let me give you a word list. You are going to hear, let's see here, landing, stairs, 4-foot square, doorway, stairway, exited, entered, 20-foot radius, Mark Vincent, station, attempt, detain, report, alleged, and alleged is just ALG. So alleged, you're adding your D. Victim. Okay, and again, this is going to be defense. What I'm going to do is, it's 2 pages long. I'm going to start at 60 and work my way to 100, okay? All right, here we go. Ready? Maybe I am not clear. As you were coming up the stairs, you say that the stairs made a turn. Was there a landing? There was originally a first landing. There is a first landing, and then the stairs made a turn. Yes. Is there a place to get off at that landing? No, there isn't. The stairs just make a junction. A junction. At the first landing that you got to, were the people coming down at that landing? No. Would you describe what happens when you get to the second floor level? Is there a landing there? Or is it an immediate entry to the room? Tell us, as best you can, just how the staircase looks at the second floor. There is a landing there, and then you make a right-hand turn. Then there is a doorway immediately there on the landing. How big a landing is this? 4-foot square, or a little bit larger than 4-foot square. Probably 2 yards by 2 yards. And in just a little square area, as you come out of the door, you make a turn and go down the stairs. Go down the stairs. Is there a railing on that? No, there are walls. There are walls? Walls on both sides of the stairway. Where did you see these 3 people? On the top landing, as they had just exited the doorway. You saw them exiting the doorway? That is where they ran into us. And then you entered the room. You could see almost the entire room right from the landing. You got the 3 that you observed exiting the room as they came down the stairs, and you entered the room, and you saw the rest within the room. Correct. They were within a 15 to 20-foot radius of the doorway. And the alleged victim, the complaining witness, was in a closet area just to the right. Now, I would like to know how many persons were in the one room that you saw. I would have to be guessing without even looking at the report. I'd have to guess that there were probably 11 in the room. Were they all in one cluster, as you said? That's correct. They were within 15 to 20 feet of the doorway. Are you able to identify any of those persons that were in that group? Yes. And was Mark Vincent, the gentleman there, in the room? I can't identify him for sure. And Mr. Thomas, was he in the room? Yes, he was. Where was he in the room? Within 15 or 20 feet of the doorway. And I believe that Mr. Thomas was just off to the left. What time did this man come to the station? Shortly before 7 p.m. How long was he in the station? Maybe 2 or 3 minutes at the most. Did you talk to him? Yes, I did. Is there any reason why you didn't have him stay or detain him to find out who he was? He had stated that he didn't want to and that he was afraid. There were a few things along that line. So you just let him go? That's correct. You made no attempt or effort to find out who he was, or follow him, or have someone follow him? No. Have you seen him since that time? No, I have not. Had you ever seen him before that time? No, I had not. All right, let me switch transcripts. How are we doing on time? Good. All right, this is going to be plaintiff questioning. All right. So plaintiff questioning, let me give you a word list. You're going to hear Sarah Bailey, identical, Virginia Beach, acquiring, rephrase, father, summer, signatures, stipulate, condominium, Michigan, winter, mother, recite, Lansing, monies, James, Carter, conversation, recognize. That's it. So you're going to hear condominium, not condo, but condominium. All right. And this is for voice. So plaintiff is questioning, but defense does jump in and object, and the court comes in. So, all right. I'll start it. Actually, with this one, I'll start at 80 and then work my way to 100. Okay. All right. So we'll start at 80. Here we go. Ready? Showing you a letter, Mrs. Carter, dated April 21, 2013. Do you recognize the signatures on the bottom of that letter? Yes, I do. And whose signatures are those? My mother, Sarah Bailey, and my father, James Bailey. Your Honor, may counsel stipulate that the letter which I have shown to the witness is identical to the letter marked C. A stipulation, counsel, that this copy is the same as the copy that you have identified. Yes. I have no objection, Your Honor. All right. Mrs. Carter, do you recall purchasing a condominium in Virginia Beach on or about April of 13? Yes, sir. And did you receive monies from your mother and father towards the purchase price of that condominium? Yes, I did. Did you have an agreement with either your mother or your father to the effect that they would acquire an interest in ownership in that condominium? Objection, Your Honor. Move to strike. Motion granted. At the time that the money was given to you to acquire the condominium, did you have conversations with your mother and father? Yes, we did. And would you please tell us what those conversations were? Your Honor, I would only ask counsel before the witness gets into this to please identify the place, time, etc. of these conversations. What was the first conversation you had with Sarah and James Bailey? Do you mean about purchasing or after we purchased the condominium? I'm sorry, I'm not clear on your question. Prior to the purchase. Prior to the purchase, I believe it was sometime in the winter they had seen it. Winter of what year? 2013. They decided to move to Virginia and retire near me. And did they have any conversation following that one? Then they came to Virginia for a visit. I believe it was January or February of 2013. And at that time, we talked about their move to Virginia. Did you have any conversations with Sarah or James Bailey concerning where they would live? Yes. And did any of those conversations concern the condominium in Virginia Beach? Yes, it did. And can you tell us in terms of which came first in time? When the first conversation occurred? My husband knew we wanted to purchase that condominium. Mrs. Carter, please respond to the question that he's asking you. When did that first conversation occur? I believe it was February of 2013. Now, did you have a conversation with either James or Sarah Bailey concerning the purchase price of the condominium? Yes. Will you recite to us the substance of that conversation? Yes. In February of 2013, we discussed the matter. It would have been in my home that we would have discussed it. We had seen the condominium, and my husband and I wanted to purchase it. Tell us approximately what was discussed. Well, I would have said to them that we needed a certain dollar amount to purchase it. They said yes, they wanted to live there. I said, would they give us the money? Did you have any further conversations with either James or Sarah Bailey concerning the dollar amount of the condominium? Not after that, no. In that conversation that you had with James and Sarah Bailey, did either of them tell you that by giving you the money, they would be acquiring an interest in the property? Objection. Leading the witness. Move to strike. Overruled. Please answer the question. No, they did not have an interest in that condominium. They never had an interest in that condominium. No, that wasn't the question. Ask me the question again, please. I don't understand. Would you rephrase the question? It was a rather leading question, which I allowed her to answer. Can you remember any of the terms or substance of that conversation? No, we that was it. You know, we said how much we needed, and they said yes. And that was the conversation. Were you aware they sold their home in Lansing, Michigan? No, I wasn't aware of it at that point. Did you subsequently become aware of it? Yes. And did James or Sarah tell you anything with respect to what or where they intended to live out the rest of their lives? Objection, Your Honor. Leading. Sustained. Mrs. Carter, you were present in court during the testimony of James and Sarah Bailey? Yes, I was. Did you, at this time, in the summer of 2013, talk with your father, James Bailey? Yes, I did. Concerning the condominium? Not concerning the condominium. Did you ever tell James Bailey that the condominium would be divided between yourself and Sarah Bailey? No, I did not. Do you recall James Bailey testifying that there were two conversations which occurred in the summer of 2013? Yes, I recall him saying that. Did you ever have either of those conversations with James Bailey as he recited them to the court? No. Perfect timing. All right. How was that?
Okay.
Good.
I just, there's just stuff that I need to get back and practice and remember, like, isn't conversation K, F, or shun?
Yep. KF or GS.
Okay, that's
Yep.
what I thought. But boy, I'm telling you, stuff like James kills me because well, I guess you got to get over to that Z. I always want to do a, J.
You could do an S, like J long AMS.
Yeah,
James.
either or, I think my pinky just goes wherever. So I have to I guess I could do it both ways.
Yeah, put it in your dictionary both ways.
Yeah. So, but I did practice earlier today. And
Good.
Yeah.
And that's
and
awesome.
I'm not starting dinner for about another half hour or so. So when I picked up my husband today from work at 4:30 in Temecula, I said, okay, floor it, honey, because I want to be home by 5:00 class, and I'll be in the class tomorrow too.
You will? Good.
So
good.
yeah, I hope so.
That's
I hope so.
I hope so. Do you? I know normally we have class from 9 to 10. And I was going to ask Robert if he would allow me to do just tomorrow. I have to take my son to the surgeon at 10:30, but I have to go pick him up at his house because he can't drive. But if we started at 8:45, would that work for you?
Oh, yeah, that works. Let me make a note.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still going to ask Robert, but I thought maybe if we could do 8:45 to 9:45. Wait. We usually do 9 to 10. I'm sorry. Yeah, 8:45 to 9:45. Yeah, then I could
give you a little bit more time.
Yeah, just 15 minutes would make all the difference for me.
So how's he doing? That was scary, Jill.
Yeah, he's very lucky to be alive. He's got, he's recovering. He's got 8 shattered ribs, 4 broken, he's got 4, they're not broke, they're fractures in his back, 4 of them.
Oh my gosh.
T5, 6, 7, and 8 are fractured. Where the ribs, it's interesting because the doctor was showing us your ribs, it's like the cage goes around your side and it hooks onto your vertebrae, and where those ribs shattered, that's where he's got the fractures. It's like a release, it's so
Yeah.
kind of protects your spine in a way
Wow.
to break like that. But his ribs are, the doctors just keep saying they're not broke, they're shattered. Like several of his ribs are just shattered. I mean, I don't even know. So they just did x-rays on Friday, and we find out tomorrow how things are healing, but they have to they're going to do surgery on his side because he's got a huge hematoma.
Yeah.
And it's just huge. And 2 weeks ago, the surgeon said he didn't even want to do it yet because he would have to literally cut from his belly button all the way to the wrap around to the side to his back and go into, he said, healthy muscles. So he's trying to let some of the swelling go down before he has to do that surgery. So tomorrow he finds out when
oh my gosh.
he's so lucky he doesn't have brain damage or injury, like a major spinal injury. I mean, when I saw his bike, I couldn't believe it. All because he was running late for work. I told him, hey, you take, the lick. If you're running late, you're running late because, this is the outcome.
Yeah. I mean, we even just go down to Temecula from Menifee, we, just some of the motorcycle riders, it's like, oh my, not even just motorcycle, anybody who's driving. It's like, are you kidding me? Yeah. How did you get your license? We're going 70 in the slow lane and people are just passing us.
Yeah.
And it's just so bad. So, thank God he's going to be okay.
I know.
I know.
Oh, that's another thing. He's got a collapsed lung. So they, had to stick a tube in there so it's back inflated, but he has to it's so weird to feel his chest. It feels like Rice Krispies because all of that it's so swollen and just it's just crazy. He's so lucky.
But I mean, he's going to survive, right? It's just a matter of going up from here.
He's just
thank goodness
right now. But yeah, he will survive, and it's just going to be a long road to recovery,
And when is the baby due, Grandma?
February 15th.
Oh my gosh! Wow, he's
so
gonna have a lot to tell her.
Yep, I know.
Wow,
he's here for a reason.
Yeah,
because the way he was I mean, you probably read my post. My husband,
I did,
and my husband gets off at Rancho California. He watched him go by, and he said he knew it was him, and he said a prayer because he could tell he was running late by the how fast he was going. And it literally happened 15 minutes after that. And I wrote him a letter and gave it to him the day before, saying I have this dream about him getting hurt on that bike.
Really? Wow.
So he's gonna get a little commuter car. No more bike.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah. So, but I guess he said his bike, he was in the slow lane, but he still was going, he said he was going too fast, and his bike got the speed wobbles.
Mm-hmm.
He said he spent like 5 to 10 seconds trying to get it under control, and it just shot from the slow lane to the fast lane, and he clipped the corner of somebody's bumper, and then that's it. He said,
that's all it takes. Yeah.
I mean, that bike was in 2 pieces. Like the doctors just kept saying, like, we don't even know. He's young and he's got strong bones, and that's why he is, he's not paralyzed because said, I mean, and they couldn't find like his shoe, his wallet.
Right.
I mean, things just went everywhere on the freeway. We were able to find his wallet.
So where was it? Where did it take place?
It was right before he travels every day from Menifee to Vista for work.
Okay.
And it was before Gopher Canyon.
Okay.
So
okay, wow, that's a wide freeway too. Wow.
And that right there, that's what saved him, they said, because when he hit that car, he went flying into that dirt in the center of the freeway. Mm-hmm. And then because there was so much area, he didn't hit anything. He didn't hit the guardrail or anything.
Right.
Like his bike did, but he didn't. So, thank God there's a wide area there,
Yep.
So,
wow.
It was.
Oh, thank goodness.
I knew something was wrong when my husband came home and opened the door and called my name. I knew something.
Yeah.
I could tell by the way he said my name.
And then you started swearing.
I did. I do that when I get scared. I do. It's the crazy
Yeah.
thing. I don't know why. It just starts happening. I've only done it a few times. Like one time we went on this houseboat trip with all of our church friends, and the kids were little and the wind picked up, and we were inside we had two houseboats, and we were inside, and I looked out and the wind picked up and our houseboats were coming together and the kids were playing in the middle. And then that's when it happens, like it's almost like I don't know, like a survival, like
Yeah.
emotion that I get. And so, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But my husband
Wow.
he was smart enough to not call me. He came home to get me because
Yeah.
the social worker called him, which is interesting that my son he doesn't even remember giving my husband's number to this person, but he gave my husband's number instead of mine. Interesting,
Yeah.
It's
Well,
subconsciously think.
yeah.
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 So,
Everything just worked out.
yeah,
Wow. God had his hand in all of that, Jill.
he did.
Wow. And then just what a horrible, I can't even imagine what you were going through from the time your husband got home to the time that you saw him, and, just waiting for
I know that
waiting.
that drive he was in a hospital in out by San Marcos, Paloma.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Palomar.
Okay.
And really nice hospital there. But when I called the lady on the way, and she said, we don't know a lot now, but he doesn't have brain damage and he's not going to be paralyzed. So she said, we know he's got broken bones and he's got a collapsed lung. But, interesting, my son said he couldn't breathe and he was panicking because he couldn't breathe because his lung was collapsed. And he said that they stuck that tube in and didn't have time to numb him. But he said that didn't even hurt compared to the way that he was like fighting for air. He said that was more
right.
than the hurt that it felt going in,
And I'm sure adrenaline, he's still, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's so lucky.
Yeah. None of my kids are going to be allowed to ride a motorcycle. Well, one of them's at work right now, but yeah.
You can show him those pictures.
Yeah. Well, I think I showed my husband. I said, look at this bike. And so, wow.
Yeah. So he's lucky to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
And the fact that my husband saw him on the way to work and said a prayer for him,
Yeah. Well, miracles happen. They really, really do.
Yeah.
And
even the tow yard guy said that we don't see people that survive on motorcycles when they come in looking like this.
Right.
I cannot believe that he's alive. He said they didn't even find the front forks. They never found those. Like that's how far stuff went. Like
the front what?
The forks in the front of the bike.
Oh, like forks. That for the tire.
Yeah. He said that never
wow.
even came in. He said they were picking pieces up off the freeway, and he said we never even. Oh, and that was another crazy thing. There was another bike that got in a wreck right after Ryan's wreck, within a mile. Different wreck, but that, I guess, a car hit another bike, and that guy wrecked. And so they were they came into the trauma unit at the same time. They were getting my son mixed up with that guy because that guy was young too. It was just a crazy, the gal, the nurse she came in and said, I need his, no, what did she say? I have his insurance. And I said, well, I brought his insurance because they said they couldn't find his wallet. And she said, oh no, we have it here. Oh no, sorry, that's the other guy's. I mean, it was chaotic, but but they did a great job. They're a great hospital, amazing hospital.
Well, you must have had your hair colored since then.
Yes. Yes. I'm not kidding you.
All gray, man.
Oh yeah. I am not kidding you. I have since then, I told my son I found so many gray hairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm getting mine done on Saturday. So
man, I know.
It's gonna be like it's been over a year since I've had my hair cut, even trimmed.
Yeah.
So I actually get to go to the oldest person who I always went to when I lived in Ventura County. I'm driving out to Thousand Oaks, and
Wow.
and my son, who's actually working right now, is paying for all of it. So I'm going, well, it's probably going to be almost like $200, but it's my birthday present
That's
because I wanted to get a weave, but I'm thinking, and she tried to talk me into an ombre, and I'm all, no, I don't think I like this, but I don't know, maybe I'll just get like, I don't know what I'm going to get, but but the gray is going to be gone.
Isn't it going to be? Well, if you ever need a hair girl, I use a gal that went to Sage. Well, she's still going to school, but yeah, so she's in Hemet. So I was going to say Hemet's a little far out there, but boy, you're going really far.
Yeah. Well, my best friend still lives in Camarillo, and so
Oh,
I'm going to go out there and I'm going to
nice.
spend the night out there, and
Nice. You're
yeah.
going to make it a fun. Yes.
Yeah.
Enjoy when you're getting your hair washed.
I
Just lean
know.
back and
I
enjoy.
know.
Isn't it just
I know.
wonderful?
It really makes you feel so much more attractive when you
Yeah.
walk out after getting your hair done,
Yep.
because I've threatened to shave it all off recently. I just said, because I hate it, and now at least it's cooling off, but because I'm menopausal, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so hot all the time, and I just sweat, and I don't even blow dry it. I just put it up, whether it's in a braid but it never comes out right. And
I
anyway,
know. Well,
I'm
ask
going
her.
to shave it
Say,
all off.
ask her. No.
I'm going to be bald. I think I'm going to freak you out. I'll come in on Monday with one of those bald caps on or whatever. See, look what I did, Jill.
And I'll go, wow, that was easy for the girl. She just had to take out her shears.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Give me the military cut.
Yeah. Actually, my sister-in-law went through chemo because she had breast cancer and lost her hair, and it's coming back in, and it's really short. She's like, I'm kind of tempted just to leave it short. I like
right?
it. She's a court reporter. She said, it's nice. I don't have to worry about my hair,
Yeah.
So she looks adorable, by the way. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it looks good on some women.
It does.
I'd probably have like pimples and stuff all over my scalp, or just no, cover it back up or draw on it or something.
You're so all right, Pandora. Well, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah,
okay.
8:45.
Okay, yep, 8:45. I'm going to make sure with Robert, so I'll send you a text.
All right, tell him I said hello,
okay,
and that I still owe him dinner, and I'll put something out on. What did I do with my phone? Oh, it's in the other room. I'll put something out on our little message thing just in case Nora was gonna come in. Although that's so slow for her now, or Robin or somebody. I'll just say it's gonna start at 8:45. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And I'll ask Robert too, and then I'm sure he'll
have him put it out there.
Just that 15 minutes would be perfect, because then I can get to Menifee and grab him, and then be at his appointment at 10:30. So.
Definitely.
All right. Well, have a good night.
Okay, you too.
Thank you.
And I'll keep you both in my prayers. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good night, Jill.
Okay, you too.
Bye.